Thanks for tuning in to CPA Life, where today, John Randolph and Neil Barrow of Enabled BD return for part 2 of their conversation. Neil shares insights on keeping business development simple, dives into building strong client connections, and more. Welcome to CPA Life.
If I'm a business developer and I'm in charge of going out and generating new opportunities and new conversations for the firm, then I need to be able to generate that and then have confidence that our team will have a great first meeting and will give us the best likely outcome of a good outcome, which is a new client. If I don't have confidence in that, then it's really difficult for me to go and do business development. And so I have to have a focus around how am I going to do that, whether that's private equity, real estate, whatever industry, whatever size of company, whatever problems we're solving for business owners or CFOs. Like, I've got to get pretty clear about that. So then I can give this to the business developer for them to go and learn more about our firm, meet the partners, and then find the areas where they need to spend their time. So it's focused. So it's not just going out into the market and just being the face of the firm. I hear that a lot. We would just want somebody to be the face of the firm, which again is fine if you find that person that can go figure it out. Where we struggle is we're setting ourselves up for frustration and not success when we don't give them some focus areas around what we're great at and which partners to partner with on the most likely good outcomes for the firm.
Yeah, I think that, again, talking to some of our clients where they've struggled is exactly what you're talking about. And they've hired people in the past that have a solid skill set or network in a vertical that maybe they've never really even touched or they don't know anything about. And either they're winning business and can't deliver on it, or the time frame to learn that new business or that new space is affecting their ability to deliver successfully for those clients. So I think that we've seen some of that in talking to some of the clients that are struggling from a growth standpoint when they've hired BD people in the marketplace.
And I'm a huge advocate for, obviously, I'm a business development professional. So I'm a huge advocate for the BD role. I think it's an awesome role. I think it creates a ton of value for firms when we know how to use it, right? So I was talking to, kind of in the vein of your story, I was talking to a firm leader and they were hiring for business development. And so they were just wanting to get my take on what this BD role can look like and need to look like. And so their idea was, hey, we've got these areas, like this is really strong in growth. Really where we need to be spending our time is in these areas where we're underperforming. And I said, I would never take that job. Because if I'm aligned to decreasing value service lines, how am I going to be successful?
Yep.
Like, I want to go get more business to where we're already all-stars, where I can confidently walk into a room and say, we are the best at this.
Yeah.
And here's why. Here's our stories. Here's our partner. Look at him. Look at her, right? I'm more likely to win those opportunities than kind of what you were talking about is, hey, we're trying to grow into this vertical. Let's hire a BD person who's super well networked. Well, we can't deliver and we're not really compelling. So why would anybody hire us?
Yeah.
Just putting it all together. I think when you're looking at business development, I think setting them up for success is centered around aligning them with what we're great at. And then we know we need to be executing more activities to grow more in these areas. So this is where you're going to be spending your time in the activity perspective to align with what we're already doing. And so it's like a supplement almost, where, hey, we got a great team, we're growing, but now we need more activity, and here's where we're going to spend our time, and here's what we need you to be doing.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. One of the things that we see as a challenge a lot of times with the firms that we talk to, and we touch on a little bit about this before we started recording again, and that's the whole dynamic of aligning business development and capacity planning. One of the struggles we see a lot with firms that we talk to is we're struggling delivering for our clients. We're struggling hitting the numbers that we need to hit from a delivery perspective because we're not at capacity, we're over capacity. Our people are stretched. And then when we start digging into, why is that happening? A lot of times it's, we've either got a great business development person, we've got somebody that's bringing in business, we've had a windfall where we've had a lot of yeses on clients that we've been knocking on the door of, and so we're bringing in this business. And I sit there from a recruiting standpoint and say, okay, help me understand what we're dealing with here. You're saying that you care about your people. You're saying that you want to make their lives better. You're saying that they're killing themselves and you want to end that. But you've got business coming in the door over here and you can't hire at a pace to keep up with that. You're either going to have people that are going to get frustrated and leave because they're working too much, or you're going to have a business development person get frustrated and leave because nobody's delivering for their clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're stuck in the middle and you're not saying no to anything that's coming in the door, but you're also telling your people, hey, we care about your lives while they're working 60 to 80 hours a week.
Yep.
How do you talk to firm owners about balancing that really fragile line between capacity and business development?
Yeah, so that's something that we address pretty much at the beginning is like, what is our capacity currently? I'm not a CPA firm operations consultant. And so for me, whenever I hear capacity is an issue, then we've got to fix it. And so you either need to fix it or we need to find someone who can help us fix it. Because if you truly want to grow, I firmly believe that business development is everybody's job.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be kind of going back to what I mentioned earlier. That can be something as simple as being a better client service and being more intentional to your clients and developing those relationships and asking better questions, all the way to, having a full business development plan. And so we need to be mindful about what we're asking our people to do. And that's why, again, I think this more customized individual business development plan for everybody to allow them to say, like, I've got one client and their top people are at capacity. And so a lot of our conversations are working with recruiting to hire more people, working on operations, like how do I get out of some of these first qualification meetings coming in? Can we move those off to someone else? Right. So it's more about that operations around the conversation to help open them up, because I believe that those that are really good at business development need to start pushing things down to other people to free up their time to do capacity or to do business development. Because if I can free up those great business developers that are willing to go out and do the activity and want to go do those activities, then I think our firm is in a better spot. So again, I think it is a delicate line to balance, but we can make business development as easy and as simple as possible. It's not easy, but as simple as possible and practical as possible, no matter where your firm is at. But if you're turning down work, call John, figure it out. We got to get some help in here, right? Before we even think about business development, because I talk to firms and I'm like, hey, I get it, but I can't help you because you need to fix the capacity challenge first.
Yep. Yeah. And that is a definite issue that I think a lot of firms are dealing with on a consistent daily basis.
Yeah.
And they either struggle with it, but balance it well, or one of those sides of the equation suffers in the process.
Yeah. And I think it's seasonal too, right? Like we ride the roller coaster of business development.
Mm-hmm.
We got too much work, can't do anything. And then now, we need more work. And so we ride this business development roller coaster. And so it's never going to be a straight line, but how do you even it a little bit out rather than these big highs and lows? And that's through consistently executing on a plan, on activity.
Yep. I think that, you touched on a topic that we have conversations with our clients a lot about is, this isn't a switch that we can turn on and off. And the more consistent we can get with it, hey, we're at capacity. We don't need any new business right now. Okay, that doesn't mean we turn the switch off. We may dial the level of gas on it that we're putting.
Sure.
And we may take that gas and put it more on recruiting and capacity, where 4 months ago we were pushing business development really hard. We had a good staff level, so we could pull back on recruiting. Again, that doesn't mean we stopped doing it. We just pulled back on it a little bit. And I think if firm owners can learn to pull those levers when needed versus shut them off, shut them on, it takes those ebb and flows away a little bit.
Yeah, it does. And I think you key in on something important. It's something that I coach, when we're going through, we provide the structure and the plan and the how to. And then you have to supplement that with training and coaching on the back end. I think that's the model that works best for firms, is like giving the how-to and the structure internally and then training and coaching. But one of those things is whenever I'm meeting with a new prospective client, I've got a framework for those first calls. But one of the ones that always sticks out is, now that I know your problem and what you're trying to solve for, what is the priority for you to figure this out? Is it number one or is this number five? And I ask that question whenever I'm meeting with a firm. It's like business development. It seems like you've got other things that are more of a priority right now to fix, which is capacity, maybe operations, maybe implementing technology, right? So that seems like it would get in the way with doing a business development initiative. So why don't we focus on that? And so kind of what you're saying is we need to help guide the firms that we're working with, but also we need to help our people guide and pick their lane around their business development.
Yeah, it's a mindset shift, and kind of leads me to a question I was getting ready to ask you. What mindset shifts do you see partners, owners, leaders going into 26, looking forward into the industry with a lot of dynamics and things occurring in the space right now? What would you say the mindset shifts are that leaders, partners, owners need to make to be effective in business development beyond just tracking metrics and KPIs?
Yeah, I think from a mindset perspective, everybody's talking about growth. Everybody's talking about business development. I think private equity has really caused that, is now everybody's focused on what do we need to do to be sustainable long term.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, we talked about this a little bit, but there's no right answer for every firm.
Right.
And so some firms need the marketing aspect. And when I say marketing, it's SEO and content and trying to get eyeballs on us. How are we going to do that? We need better messaging. We need to tighten our collateral. There's a lot of things that you can do on the marketing side when it relates to growth. That's not what I do. I really focus on the business development standpoint. And so when you think about your mindset, there's a million things. There's a ton of shiny objects to chase. There's a lot of things you could be looking at on how to help your firm grow when you're thinking about how to either remain independent or set yourself up for being attracted to private equity, whatever that looks like, or succession planning. But when you think about the mindset of growth, how I think about it, it's, am I invested in maximizing all of our relationships that we have at our firm today? Or are we still in the mindset of do good work and the work will come, right? And that mantra has gotten us farther in the accounting industry, right? It still works, is doing good work.
Yes.
That's a baseline. Like, you got to do good work. But I think about it in, it's a hand-to-hand thing. And it's not automated. It's not AI driven. There's great tools out there that can help you get started and to give you insights, but you're the one that has to pick up the phone. If people start sniffing that it's AI, is that effective? Is that a good use of our time? Right? So I want to shift the mindset to, hey, what do we need to implement? What tech, stack, what do we need to do to go generate new opportunities? And I wanted us to get back to the foundation of what our industry is built upon, which is doing good work and intentional, proactive, being the trusted advisor to the people in our orbit. So this is our clients, our referral sources, our prospective clients. And so I always say we're 1 degree removed. We're Kevin Bacon, right? From our next best client.
Yep.
We are. But it's our job to be intentional about driving those conversations. And that's the foundation for business development. I'm not saying that's all business development is. I'm a big advocate of cold outreach.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a former sales guy, but that's part of a balanced diet. And some of firms might not be ready for that yet, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm really focused on the foundational mindset around business development for firms. And that's where I've seen it be most effective and the shortest time to ROI.
I like how you put that it's a balanced diet. It could be, if we stay with the trends that we're seeing in the world today and we think about diet, it can be a protein-forward diet.
Sure.
Whatever that may look like for one firm from business development may not look the same way for another firm in business development. And being able to tailor that individually, I think, is key to what it is that you're talking about that firms do. And it's one of the things that you do when you step into a firm to start to advise on how do we attack this problem and how do we deal with this. I wanted to touch on two quick things that have to do with business development, but not business development directly: beer and chili. Because apparently those are two things that you're passionate about. So tell me what it takes to be a championship caliber chili chef, because
Absolutely.
You can wear that title, right, officially?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Thank you for knowing that. So on the chili front, everybody has their own. So this correlates directly to business development. Weirdly, is everybody has their own taste of business on chili, right?
Uh-huh.
Some people like beans. Some people like where it's more like a stew, right? Where it's a chili flavored stew. I am a purist. It's a Texas red, right? So I started building my recipe about 10 years ago. And simply, it's being intentional about the ingredients. And I started, it wasn't good, too many ingredients. And then I started simplifying it over the years to get it exactly how I want to eat it. And it is a one-sum local contest. I'm not like a Terlingua champion. Maybe one day I'll go down there. But I love that. And I love the simplicity of its meat sauce. Like, I love the simplicity of it. It's always a crowd pleaser.
And it kind of leans back into the whole mindset of business development. Just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Yes.
Just really keep it simple.
And I'm happy to send anyone the recipe. It's public domain.
So it's public domain recipe. It's not something you hold on and guard in grandma's closet kind of thing.
I'm not going to guard it. People need good chili in their lives.
Yes, they absolutely do. And tell me about one of the things that I kind of discovered about you was the certified, is it Cicerone? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Cicerone, yes, that is correct. The beer sommelier. It had to be just as pretentious in the name as well as sommelier. So, yeah. So I got that. That was kind of a fun thing that I did. To be honest with you, a lot of my friends were making beer in their garage when it was popular back in the day, right? To do brew days.
Uh-huh.
And I would tell them it was bad, but they wouldn't listen to me. And so I decided to get this certification. So you kind of have to listen to me now. And so it's a good party trick. But I think one of the things that I utilized it for, which is a great business development tip, right? On my podcast, Emily Ackerman, she shared this, and it's what I use as well, which is getting people around a shared interest that y'all all enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of folks that love to go try new breweries. And there's a lot of folks that love to do beer tastings, and to try beer's a good beverage of choice for a lot of folks, and they're interested in it. And so I would use that interest and that party trick as a beer sommelier to get those people together. Like what I had said, like, hey, we need to get our people in our orbit together. And so I would use, hey, let's go taste beer. Let's go to this new brewery and invite some people. And these were referral sources, clients, prospective clients, right?
Yep.
People in the community. And that's how I leverage that. But it's fun. I've been able to trade and tried some of the best beers in the world. And it's a lot of fun. I don't drink as much as I used to now, but I still do appreciate a really well-made beer.
So if you had to say your top one or two beers that you lean into quite consistently, love the taste, what would you say those are?
Yeah, it's completely dependent on everyone's beer journey. Some people don't like IPAs. Some people don't like stouts. And so I think that if I had to share my favorite style, it's a Vienna lager. And it's the European Vienna lager, not American Vienna lagers. The reason is it's got a lot of flavor. It's malty, toasty, easy to drink, low ABV. It's very nice. I think that if I had to if you're into stouts, some of the best barrel age program in the world really is out of Firestone Walker, which you might have heard of that brewery. It's out of California. You can find Parabola, Sticky Monkey. They've got a bunch of different barrel age beers. So if you're into that, that's great. I think some of the great IPAs that are here locally, Celestial is great. Turning Point is great. But there's a brewery down in Marble Falls, which I just went down to, called Save the World. And they have they won gold medal for their hazy IPA in the country. I think the U.S. Beer Cup. And it's called Chasing Broncos. And it's one of the better beers that I've had if you like hazy IPAs. So there's a couple.
Chasing Broncos.
Yeah.
I'll have to make a note of that. Last question I've got for you is I've got to know where the name of the podcast came from. I hope this email finds you well.
Yes.
What'd you do? Sit around and think about your worst email openings you could come up with?
Basically, I hope this email finds you well is a meme, right? Everybody gets those emails, and when you see that first line, it's like, okay, well, go ahead and hit me what you got, or I'm just going to immediately delete it. But I think it's in the spirit of business development. It's supposed to be fun.
Yep.
Right? Like, I hope this email finds you well is a great way to think about how not to do business development or outreach or start your email. But it's just with that impersonalization. Some people like to start with a nicety in their email, but that has kind of come culturally as an immediate delete. So that was kind of the inspiration around the name of the podcast. But I've had fun with it. It's we got a couple episodes out now, and I've got a lot in the can that are really great. But it's interviewing business development professionals at professional service firms. So not just accounting, in legal, in consulting, in architects, engineering, construction, financial services. So we've got leaders at the chief level, all the way down to people that are just starting out and everywhere in between. And it's really centered around strategies and tactics that have worked over their career to generate new conversations and generate pipeline for firms.
The episodes that I've been able to listen to, knowing that you and I were going to spend some time talking today, what I've gleaned from them in my years of business, and I in the training that I've done over the years with salespeople, it resonated with me because there's so many things after you've done this for a little while, whether it's 2 years or 22 years. There's so many things that you'll walk out of a training or a discussion, and it's not the epiphany of, man, that was a great idea I've never heard of. More times than not, it is a realization of how you've gotten away from the basics, or a reminder of the things that you used to do that worked, and you go, I used to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I stopped.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. This is not complicated, right? We just get away from it over time. Just like most things in life is we know we're doing the right things, and then we get busy, and then things happen in personal life. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. So a lot of times it's just getting back to, oh yeah, you know what? Like, it would be great. I should do a client event. Like, I've been thinking about that. Why don't I do that? I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna do that right now, right? Or it's a lot of times, well, my firm is looking like this, where they're not really giving me a lot of guidance on how to do this. So, you know what? I'm going to focus around a particular industry, and then I'm going to join an organization. It's like, it's those things that you need to do, but you need a little bit of the reminder or reinforcement. But it's great to hear those stories from the people that are actually doing it.
Absolutely. It really is. I think that we live in a world, and we have lived in the same world for decades, that is and I don't mean this literally, but misery loves company. We love to hear what people are doing well. We love to hear the struggles that people are having, not because we want people to struggle, but it validates that, oh, I'm not the only person that has a battle with that.
Yes.
And it brings a little validation to, okay, I can give myself a little grace. I don't need to beat myself up that much. There is an end at this tunnel because she did it, he did it, they did it. I can do it too.
Yeah. Yep. And it's about picking what fits your personality.
Yep.
And I think that's what's great about it is all of these interviews have been centered around relationships. Like, we know that relationships are the key to business development, but how they've gone about developing those are a little bit different for everybody. And so that's what makes it really interesting, is you can kind of choose your own path, but as long as it's high activity around a focus around building relationships, that's where everybody's seeing success.
Neil, if we've got people that are listening to this, watching this, that obviously want to reach out to you, talk to you, firm leaders, firm owners, or even people that have kind of progressed into a role that is now, business development components to it, and they're scratching their head wondering, what do I do? How do I do it? What is the best way for people to get a hold of you, and what are places that people can find your content, your information?
Yeah. So, Neil at enabledbd.com. That's my email. And then I'm really where I post everything is I've got a newsletter that's once a month that comes out with business development tactics and strategies around a particular subject around business development. And then I post content on LinkedIn as well. And then my podcast, I hope this email finds you well. So those are just a couple of different areas. I've got a really cool thing that I'm working on that I don't know if we've talked about, but kind of in part of supporting business development professionals is with a little bit of clarity around the role and how to execute the role at a high level. And then also with community is like providing, hey, this person gets it, they're in my shoes, is I'm creating an online business development community that's going to be launching next year sometime to give people some clarity and community so we can all kind of share and get better together.
That would be awesome, because I know that there's a lot of people that we talk to that are fairly new firm owners, started their own firm. Maybe they're right now flying solo trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Or they're people that have been promoted into roles where BD is a part of the component of what they are responsible for now. And they're, again, still trying to figure it out because the people above them, the training methodology is real simple. Figure it out. I did.
Yeah.
Which is always great for ensuring success.
Yeah.
Neil, I want to thank you for bringing a lot of clarity to what business development really means in CPA firms and for giving us a little bit of a roadmap that's really practical, thoughtful, and is rooted in the realities leaders are facing today. So I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, John. Thanks for having me on. This was fun.
You're more than welcome. And we're going to put all the contact information down in the show notes. And for our listeners, if today's conversation really hit home, whether you're wrestling with growth strategy, capacity planning, or building consistent BD systems, I really recommend checking out Enabled BD and Neil's podcast. I hope this email finds you well. As I said, those links will be down below in the show notes. I want to thank you guys for listening and investing a little bit of time into the CPA Life podcast today. Be sure to hit subscribe, leave us a rating, and that way you can catch us next time for more conversations that move our profession forward. Until next time.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app, leave a 5-star rating, and visit our website for links and show notes at cpalifepodcast.com. We'll see you next time on CPA Life. ProfessionalProductions.net